The dark multiverse is full of all sorts of nightmarish characters that aren't even meant to exist, but due to Barbados' odd obsession with Batman, many of the worlds in the dark multiverse are based on the fears of Batman itself. What if that wasn't the case? What if they weren't just based out of the fears of Batman, but out of every emotion? Imagine how dangerous Batman would be with a lantern ring of any color. Now imagine an entire legion of Batman, each from a different corps, and how dangerous they would be together. And why exactly would somebody create a Rainbow Batman Corps? Let's find out. What's up guys, it's me Lumos Theromax, and today we're actually here to discuss the Rainbow Batman Corps, which is one of the lesser known corps that exist, and I'm actually kind of excited to talk about it because this is one of the things that spiraled out of the death metal event that's in one tie-in, and it's kind of unfortunate because I really like the idea, and hopefully we see the continuation of this concept down the way. But with no further ado, be sure to like and subscribe. Consider becoming a member of the channel. It helps me out, and you help decide a ton of my content in terms of what exactly we do in the future on the channel. So with no further ado, let's get straight into it. So I'm going to give you guys a very quick TLDR to bring us to the events of this specific comic. And I'm not going to lie, this specific comic goes pretty freaking hard. So it's called Dark Knight's Death Metal Metaverse's End, and we pick up with the Justice League Incarnate as well as the remaining Earth Lanterns that are left, and they from Earth Zero, and they are attempting to stop the plans of Perpetua, and one of the plans involve all these different cosmic tuning forks across the multiverse that exist. And so obviously all of our heroes are attempting to stop them, and the crime syndicate who serve Perpetua are actively attempting to stop the heroes. After a heartwarming moment with Captain Carrot and Guy Gardner, Perpetua manages to rise in the specific Earth, informing everyone present that both the Incarnate and the Earth Green Lanterns that their fates have been sealed, and that their allies from the dark multiverse will now deal with them. And she spits out this wildly colorful horde of bats from her mouth. As the lights from the bats get closer, we immediately begin to see them all the different Batman that are being spewed from her mouth, each one a different color with a different lantern symbol on their chest. Thousands upon thousands of Batman all wielding lantern rings, but there was one in the middle that stuck out more than any of the others, as he was tiny, almost like a baby Batman. This baby Batman is the leader of the Rainbow Batman Corps, and he will stop at nothing to retrieve the people of Earth Zero and present them to Perpetua. He broadcasts on all multiversal frequencies, so there's no chance his opposition cannot hear him and his demands. He arrives with a Green Lantern Batman, a Yellow Lantern Batman, a Blue Lantern Batman, and pretty much every color of the rainbow there is has a Batman to match it here, and the artwork is low-key insane in this specific run. But this baby Batman is clearly off his rocker as he's threatening to skin his victims alive for not listening to him. Immediately, the Rainbow Batman Corps descends down upon President Superman and his Justice League Incarnate. They also throw Ultraman and his crime syndicate out of the way. It appears that both sides wish to present these figures to Perpetua as a way to gain favor from her, and thus a fight begins to break out amongst everyone present. The crime syndicate, the Earth Lanterns, the Justice League Incarnate, absolutely everybody, and it goes crazy. They engage with a Red Lantern Batman who's fighting a Bizarro Superman, a Green Lantern Batman who's constructing up a Vampire Batman, and even Jessica Cruz is over here beam struggling with an Indigo Tribesman Batman. It's Guy Gardner who then acknowledges that the evil Batman baby is leading the Rainbow Batman Corps. This child takes it even further and says that he's an evil Batman baby with the brain of a fully developed evil Batman. The Rainbow Batman Corps evil baby leader says he may have had to clone himself into this specific body, and he did so accidentally, but it hasn't affected his need for ultra violence as he blasts the entire platoon of heroes present. The Rainbow Batman Corps then begins to overwhelm even the likes of Simon Baz, Hal Jordan, President Superman, and Ultraman. Hal Jordan goes on to say that this isn't as cathartic as he thought it was going to be, and Kyle Rayner even struggles against the Rainbow Batman Corps, with one of the Batmen claiming that they should throw Kyle into a refrigerator. Yo, what is this? These evil Batmen are off the fucking chain. For those of you who don't know, I mean, this is video worthy unto itself, but let me take just a few seconds and moonwalk backwards in time for you really fast. Kyle Rayner's first girlfriend was this girl named Alex, and unfortunately she met her end when she was killed for dramatic effect, so basically people would pay attention to the comic. This is a problem in comics, and it got so extreme, especially in the 90s, that they essentially coined this term fridging characters. And it's all thanks to Kyle, so it's cool to see this all come full circle and see this Batman tell Kyle he needs to get fridged. So, damn, that's rough, man. The Rainbow Batman Corps is acknowledging the fact that Kyle needs to be fridged and the fridging meme in general. That's actually whack. However, during the middle of this battle, Alman suddenly appears and manages to start firing upon all of his former allies, the Crime Syndicate, something that shocks even them because they thought that he was on their side. Last that they had noticed, he was actually fighting on the side of Perpetua. Why had he betrayed them? Alman then declares that Earth 3 is a bat-free Earth, and for all the lame multiverse Batmen to get the hell off of his Earth. But the leader of the Rainbow Batman Corps was not going to accept a loss. The Rainbow Batman Corps has already taken back all the towers across the entire multiverse in the time that this conversation has happened. Afterwards, they will chase down the Lanterns and the heroes who escaped given Alman's betrayal into the bleed. They won't stop there, and they will move onward into other worlds in the name of Perpetua. The Corps leader then asks him what kind of backwater Earth that this possibly could be, that their Batman would side with the losing team. Batman never loses. Alman then smiles, claiming that this world is the bad kind, and he pulls a detonator, which forces his opposition, the leader of the Corps, to begin to panic. Alman then presses the button on the detonator, destroying the multiversal tuning forks all across the multiverse, as he promised John Stewart he would. Now angered, the Corps leader threatens to devour the art of Alman as he sprints towards him as fast as he possibly can. But Alman catches him as he presses forward. The Corps leader tells him to stop smiling as he is about to die, and he doesn't get to enjoy the kind of death he's about to give him. But Alman tells him that the idea of Alman itself is too good of an idea to get rid of, as whenever the multiverse is destroyed, he always respawns, as does all of Earth 3, the true dark reflection of Batman in the multiverse, unlike the rest of these knockoff dark multiverse Batman. He slams the Corps leader against the exploding cosmic tuning fork and says nobody will remember any of those lame Batman of the dark multiverse. And the cosmic tuning fork then explodes, killing the entire Rainbow Batman Corps and its child-sized leader. Alman's sacrifice in defeating the Rainbow Batman Corps was strategically significant, as those multiversal tuning forks were only going to continue to amp the stronger powers at play if they had continued. And Alman also helped the Lanterns as well as the Justice League Incarnate escape into the bleed, giving them the time and people they needed to win the battle later on down the way against the Darkest Night. Clearly, the idea of the Rainbow Batman Corps was an idea that spiraled out of the events of the original Metal event from a character called the Dawnbreaker. The Dawnbreaker was an awesome character, and be sure to check out my video on it. That it was essentially a Batman who, after the death of his parents, was so willful he gained a Green Lantern ring. And this was essentially the archetype of Batman that managed to fight Hal Jordan during the events of Metal. Awesome story, and they just took it a step further and said, well, why not just do an entire Lantern Corps of multicolored Batman and make them pretty extreme? And I'll admit, these Batmen were pretty strong all individually, because how strong could Batman be if he just basically didn't need a utility belt? He could just create anything on the fly. An entire brigade of characters like that, I can only imagine how dangerous they are. And it makes sense that either the Bat Who Laughs or Perpetua, either one, had chosen Batman to wield lantern rings as their largest multiversal protective team that exists. But tell me what you thought of the Rainbow Batman Corps down low, and let me know if you guys would like to see something like this Corps return in the near future. And be sure to tell me down low if you could write a Batman story and give him a lantern ring for that story. What lantern ring would it be? And what kind of story would you write with Batman with a Green Lantern, or with a lantern ring in general? I think that'd be really interesting. But with no further ado, guys, it's been a blast hanging out. This was the Rainbow Batman Corps video, and this video was selected by Theromax Corps members, so consider becoming a member down low. You get all sorts of awesome perks and help me decide the future content, as well as like and subscribe, and we'll see you down the way for more content, and don't work too hard out there, guys. Happy holidays. Later, Lanterns.
Corrupting and creating events that affect the entire verse was the only way she theorized to decimate her source wall curse, and so she whispered madness to her child, the Anti-Monitor, driving him towards his revenge on his brother, the Monitor. A crisis on infant Earths is what he decided to grant, but her children were